And you've never seen me support a candidate. I've never given a penny since I gave to Orrin Hatch, I think in 1999, and it was so bad I wrote a blog post about it back then. It's just, I'm apolitical. I just don't like the whole process. And so I wasn't going to just say, okay, because I don't like Donald Trump, I'm going to support Hillary Clinton. So I had to do my homework. And so the email stuff, that was actually fun, believe it or not, because I'm a tech geek, right? I've installed that first company, Micro Solutions, I told you about, that first sale that I got fired for, right? That was a network. I mean, I installed hundreds of networks. I installed networks, we had customers who were Department of Defense contractors. I mean, I installed, I don't know how many messaging systems. I literally had my own private server, HP, sitting under my desk at my house with its own email server. Right? So I knew this stuff cold. And so I got to dig in, and as I started digging in, I thought, okay, maybe I'm not asking the right question, because everybody wanted to deal with technology, emails. So I asked the question, somebody that I knew was close to our campaign. I was like, how do you deal with classified, how does she deal with classified information? Am I breaking it again? How's that? So, I asked somebody in their campaign, how does she deal with classified information? Did everybody hear me? Yes. So I asked again, how does she deal with classified information?
Trump is doing it.
So I asked again, how does she deal with classified information? Hard copy. She prints everything out. And then it made sense. Did anybody here ever use the BlackBerry? How big are the screens? Anybody over the age of 40 can read those screens? And it made sense. And then you read the FBI transcripts that they released, and it confirmed it. Everything, all the interviews, all those 302s the FBI put out said the same thing. She printed all the classified, everything that was marked classified, she printed out. There is no more secure way to do business with classified information. Now, that obviously raises the question, what the hell was the Clinton campaign thinking when they didn't just say that? That's a whole other issue I don't have answers to. But the reality is, everything from the FBI, everything from Judicial Watch, everything from every third party that did an interview confirms the same thing. So I'm like, okay, what about all this classified stuff they found in her emails? Well, somebody else reclassified them. All right, so what are the rules for classification? And if you just Google classification, military classification disputes, there's all kinds of information, and there's all kinds of, disputes. There's always disputes about military classification. So, all right, email is not a big deal. And even with the stuff that just came out Friday, right, since we're talking politics here, this is what I'm going to go on CNN and say probably tomorrow. Because I read Judicial Watch, and if you don't, if you're a Republican, you probably love Judicial Watch. If you're a Democrat, you don't. I'm an independent. I'm fine with them. I've actually done things with them in the past. But what Judicial Watch said when they interviewed Huma Abedin was that, A, she kept every email. She never deleted anything, whether it was on her Clinton server, her Clinton email, or whether it was state.gov, right? But to access her Clinton emails, what she did was she used a web client. Now, for all of you that might use Gmail, that's a kind of web client. And so you know how when like on Gmail, it'll just say you have, for some of us who don't get to all of our emails, 650,000 emails unread. That doesn't mean there are 650,000 emails on your phone or laptop or PC, does it? Right? It just means that on that server or somewhere that there's a link to 650,000. So part one to all this FBI drama that just came out, we don't even know if the FBI has access to those emails, which could be why they haven't come out and said anything. It could just be like any other web client, which Huma Abedin said she uses, and there's just a link. Or two, it could be like she did her state.gov account, which was an Outlook client, which actually downloads everything. Well, if it's not a web client, we eliminate that as an option because they don't have access to it, because she said the FBI took that server, which they did, right? So if it's not a web client, then it's the Outlook client, which means all 650,000 emails came down to that one client. but they're just duplicates. Because Huma said under oath to Judicial Watch, she never deleted anything. And she told the FBI the exact same thing. So let's just say it's the same. They're just duplicates. So and then she has a Yahoo account, right, which is also a web client. And she says she didn't delete anything there either. So it's not like there's anything being hidden. The only thing we don't know is what kind of client she used on that laptop. But there's nothing to suggest that there's anything new there at all. And that's why you're hearing all these talk about duplicates. So, because her